morning, everyone. So, today I would like to share with my interview experience in the Nagarro. So, that is, I give the interview since in 2024, right? So, I would like to share my experience and how they conduct interview. So, in the COVID era, basically, if you see, they will take interview in the online assessment, right? All this thing they could ask the question online, they conduct the interview, all the process in online, right? But after the COVID era they took taking interview offline. So I don't know why they took interview like uh offline, but it's their choice. I'm not going to comment on that part, but I think that is not a very good step because some of people cannot visit in the like office uh, for the interview. I think online is good for experienced people, but pressure you can take offline, right? But in experienced people, I don't think that is a good step. No one want to go to like office and waste there like one day for the interview, right? So you can conduct there is a lot of tool and technique to conduct interview while like offline, but not sure why the Nagaru doing that. But no, no comments. Just I show you uh, the all the interview process and thing. Basically, it will take two round of two round of technical, one round of HR round, right? So basically, three round it will take. So very first round it will take like some Nagaro or like assessment test, right? Sub test is just like that hacker rank we have, right? Basically, they take some. There is 20 MCQ type question, right? So they give you scenario and Angular or JavaScript mix of the question, right? Output based question. You need to guess the output and there is two code and total duration is 60 minutes and there is two like scenario based question hacker rank, right? Scenario based question you need to pass the test case. So total like 20 and plus 2, right? So you need to pass each like if you pass one of that two, right? And your score also good in the 20 MCQ part, right? So you have been selected for the next round, right? uh, so before starting I have of 6 year of experience in the industrial. So I work like more than 4 5 MNCs, and I have cracked more than 50 to 16 interview during my tenure, right? So I and please before starting the video, guys, please make sure you please hit like and subscribe button so I get motivation and so make this kind of video. And apart from that, if you see, I explain the question, right? You can see my full video, so you get good knowledge on beneficial, right? Because each question I explain you in detail, right? And lot of scenario I explain, those are not in like any kind of thing, right? So please watch till the end and do like and subscribe my channel so I get motivation and make this kind of a video. So let's jump into the interview part. So before starting that, I would share two snippet of the Nagaro mail, right? So they hiring for try first, right? First June 2024, right? Frontend Gurgaon location, right? You can see the Nagaro.com. This is the official, right? So you need to provide this information. Then they conduct interview, right? On Saturday and Sunday, mostly Saturday they provide interview, right? Conduct interview. So you need to visit their location. I hide some like information, those are not required to share. So so the very first question they ask this question. So let's jump into the compiler. Yeah, so you can see they using like use strict and get age. So you need to guess the output for that. So in that case, so you getting reference error, right? In that case, because here you can see you define is 20 but you not declare, right? So let's run that. So you can see syntax under 1 second. Use strict. Okay. Right, you can see you get the reference error. And the next question they ask how you fix, right? So in the while fixing you need to declare like let const anything, right? War here, right? If you declare here, right, so you get output at 20, right? Anything if you in the war case also you get output of 20, right? And const case same. You can see the the basic, and they ask one more thing after that, right? So if you do late, right, and here put here, right, then what was the output? So that is twist, right? You can see you get before like declaring your variable you access the 21, right here. So you get the access declare, right? Declare the variable before access, right? So this kind of error you get, right? So let's run check. You cannot access, right? Is before initialization, right? So you this kind of error you get. And the twist is that if you do here war, right, so you get different error, not this one, right? That is the twist. So you can see I explain you the each and every scenario, right? So here you can what you did due to the lexical scope, right? You that variable it will, right? So undefined you get, right? If you run that and check, you can see undefined, right? So you need to know each and every scenario. They can twist the question, right? That there is one question, right? But they make four three scenario. So if your basic thing is strong in the JavaScript, if your stronghold on the JavaScript, right, so you can easily tackle this kind of scenario, right? If you follow my video, right, so I can explain you each and everything from the basic, right? So how what was the use strict and how it what was the significant of that, this kind of thing you need to know, right? And let's jump into the next question. They can add one more thing, right? The name thing, all this thing, right? And they can twist around that question. You bring the console above that thing, right? So you need to know basic thing. So the second question they ask, uh, right? Second question they ask, yeah, what difference between the object assign and spread operator, right? So how you tackle this kind of question, right? So let's jump into the example JavaScript compiler, right? So I explain you here. So there is not a lot of difference in between that. Both are using for like assigning the object, right? So let's I try to run one basic code so you can get information of that. Let's say we have name, right, and let b is equal to spread operator a, right? So if I try to pin like console.log b, right? So you can see that will sell a copy, right? From the spread operator, right? And if I want to use object dot assign, right? So how we can do, let see, right? And after that we can use object dot assign. So object dot assign, what will they take? They'll take empty object and a, right? Pass the parameter what you need to assign, right? And let's print that value, see, right? Same thing happen if I run that, you can see, right? If I try to print, so both are doing like shallow copy of that, right? Both are shallow copies, right? But their syntax and all these thing, right, are different, right? Both are different purposes also, right? You can see they like I print both thing, right? So you can see that is the difference between the object assigner and a spread operator, right? And third question, very good question. I can say they want to remove duplicate element from the array, right? So how you can perform, right? So let's const let unique is equal to array, array form. I use form, right? Form, what it will take, it will take a new map. So you can do multiple way, but I explain the simplest way how you can do array dot map, right? Map what they took obj array function, in array function pass obj dot id, because based on the id I remove the duplicate element, obj and dot values. Mm, okay, let's check console print. So you can see here I remove the duplicate element, right? Same ID you can see, right? Output. So now so you can do like that. What we did, we use array.form, right? Array.form, what it will take? It will take a new map, right? In the map you can pass the array.map and object. Here we use arrow function. Based on the id we remove that thing, right? Duplicate one from values and print, right? So you can do that way. Next, jump into the next question. The fourth question they ask, convert array from like array object to a single object based on the key, right? So you need to convert into single object based on the key, right? What was the key? So let's copy and paste in the compiler. It makes const lookup user dot reduce. I use reduce method. What reduce take? It will take a accumulator and cur and arrow function. So what will do? Accumulator pass the cur id is equal to cur and return accumulator. That is simple thing you need to do. And after we pass empty object here in the second parameter, let's console dot log, right? So if you print, so you can see that will convert into the single object based on the key, right? One and two single object it will convert, right? So that's why you can do, right? Array into the single object, right? Array object to the single object based on the key, right? You can use this like that. Okay, let's jump into the next question. So that is a that is a basically a nested array kind of question, right? So I can solve this question into the two way, right? So let's look. So if you know the concept, right? Flatten array or right, flat, yeah. So you can understand, right? Let's say I make the simplest way, I make const using a flat, nested dot flat infinity. You need to pass, right? Infinity keyword. Then right, if you can use This is simplest way, right? Log flat, let's print it. So you can see, right, that will print that simple array. And recursive way, right? So most of interview intent, they ask, do the recursive way, right? Because they test your knowledge. So I can tell you that way also, right? So first of all, you need to make a function. Let's say flatten. In flatten, you need to pass array, return array dot reduce. Say in the array dot reduce, you pass accumulator and index, right? Let's we can do a and b. A and b, right? Okay, one second. So a dot concat, because we need to concat them into single array, right? So array dot is array b, right? And here do flatten b and b, right? And in the comma second parameter pass empty, because we need in the array form, right? So let's console that. Console dot log. Here is spelling mistake, concat. Okay, flatten nested, you need to pass. Yes, comment that line. So you can see in both output are same, right? So that is a recursive way, that is using the flat, right? So you can do both way, but most of interviewer want to like that, right? Flatten a and b, a dot concat, right? Array is array, we check, right? Inside that you can pass b value, right? Array of b, and you can use ternary operator and flatten b, right? So like that you can do. Why we use concat? Because we need to in single array, right? So in that way I can do. So what difference in and of, right, in the object key, right? Let's we have that. Hmm. So I do both way, right? Using in keyword, for in, right, let. So in is simplest way, right? So in obj console dot log passkey, right? So that will print a b, right, a and b. Let's check, right, you can see a and b. And similarly way, if I want to do using off, right, so there is slightly change of. So here you need to do object values, object dot values, inside that pass obj, and after in the second line object dot keys, right, pass obj, and then make for each loop what they take k, right. So you can print like that also, they will also give you the same same output, right? I think I need this, right, keys, you can see n and b, and for this console that will give you 1 and 2 for that line. If you don't want this line, right, you can directly do this, a and b. So like that, that is different in and off, right? So you can do both way, both are giving the same result, but the way of writing is different, right? You can see how I utilize that, right? And how we can check of two object, right, without using the lodas, right? So this is very simple way. We can make a function, hmm, check is equal, we have obj1, obj2, right, because we need to compare two object, and in return json dot string stringify, na, stringify. Let's say we have object obj1, and we have triple equal to obj2, like that you can compare, right? So you can check the to object are equal or not. Like that you can do. Let's jump into the next question. So if you see, I can like run very fast, right? If you want any query, if you have, because due to time constraint, so if you have any query, anything, right, you can put the comment. I really happy to help you guys, right? So you can ask anything about the front end JavaScript if you have any query, right? So I want engagement, guys, right? So please engage with the video, right? So what was the question is that sort by age, right? This is the simplest question they ask, but no problem. You can use array dot sort method, right? Just like to uh, a completer and index a and b I can take, that is arrow function directly in the same line. Do not need to this. You can do a dot age minus b dot age. Let's print into the const of res console. So you can see, right, it will sort by age. Okay, sorry, we need to do minus, right? Yeah, yeah, 20 and 30, right? Like that you can do. Let's jump into the next question. How to merge two array object based on the key, right? We have to this. I want to merge both are in same, right? So this is basically a good question, right? They want to test your like knowledge. uh, we need to merge like joining a table, right? In SQL you can see, but how you can perform in the JavaScript. So merge, so you can do like that. Array 1, array 1 dot map, right? And obj 1, and obj 1 what would it will took array const obj 2 array 2 use find one in find pass obj 2 based on the id we do. Let's compare the id obj 1 dot id triple equal to obj 1 dot id, that is obj 2, and in the return simply you can pass spread operator of obj1 comma spread operator of obj2. Here we do cello copy. Let's console. So you can see I merged two of the array, right, like that. So you can do like that. What we did, we take first object like map, right, in those second object find, and we are check both the id. Based on the id we can merge, right, and here we return of the cello copy of the spread operator. And next jumped into the next question. So 10 question, how you immutable update value in the nested like nested object or array. How you immutable update, right? So let's say we have this function, right? How can change that value of a? I can paste. You can see how there is const value, right? How we can change that value. So I show you this uh, the way how you can do const new state state user spread operator state dot user, because I want in the nested update, right? And after that profile, so in profile I want to change that name, the state dot user, and profile, let's change name into a, right? So let's change it to b. Next, and now I can check. Let's print new state. So you can see that will change, right? So how I can use the immutable update of value in the nested object array, right? You can see how how you can change, right, user, because I use, you can see here, right, because I use profile, right, inside the profile, how I use that, right, and they change the profile name, right? So how you can change, right? You can see the nested thing, because interval intent is test your functional update skill, right? How you can update the value, right, in the nested array, because in the industry you cannot get like like a simple JSON, right? You can get the complex JSON. I show you, if you work, you know, right, there is a lot of complexation you can got, right, nested JSON. So you need to know how you can update you can perform the CRUD operation, the like nested JSON or something. Mostly you can play with the JSON, right? So uh, let's jump into the next question. The 11th question, they ask this, right? They ask right? So what was the output for that first, right? So it their output is not a number, and nun, none, right? Not number, sorry. Yeah, if you print, because it will take something, right? Not a number. Let's print check. Not a number, right? You can see, right? How? Why? Because here you can see this will take the reference but not bind the value, right? For binding value, the simply here you can do bind, right? Pass obj, then it will print the value of 3, right? So yeah, so yeah, you need to know how you can fix that issue, right? That is application of the bind also. In the previously video I already explained. So if you know the concept, you can easily tackle this kind of question, right? Let's jump into the next question. 11 question, that is 13 question. This is like simplest question, as well as if you don't know the trick, that is complex for you, right? What was the output for that? So in the JavaScript, in the boolean value, it will convert it 0 and 1, right? If that is true, then 1. So output is 4 in here, right? 0. So output is 3. Let's print 4 and 3, right? So yeah, so the 13 question, right? They ask about the function sheets, right? Is what was the output for that? You can see here defined, right? uh, and let air accesses, right? For that case, what was the name, right? War. So first it will got undefined, right? And then second, in the second output for this is, right? you you cannot access, right? You, and second one, you cannot access variable before inis inis initialization, right? So if you see, what was the issue is that invalid token, what for cases, what was the issue function says, uh, okay, right? Same out. You can see the undefined, right? First console, and console you cannot access the variable before initialization, right? So fourth question, 14 question, they ask how you can deep clone the object, right? So there is two way of the cloning the object, right? How you can declone the object. Hmm? So both way I can explain you. Hmm? So modern way I can explain const clone structured clone. There is syntax you need to know and obj pass, right? So that is a modern way, right? Shallow shift way you can use const clone. So json dot parse json dot parse hmm, parse inside that will take json dot stringify, right? Inside that will took obj. Hmm. That two way you can do. The 15 question they ask, that is a simplest question, but if you don't know the syntax you can fill the answer. What happened here? What uh 2 2 is greater than 1, right? That is true. So what was a true? True become 1, right? Here. So 1 is less than 3, right? That is give the true. And here 1 greater than false, false become 0, 0 greater than 3, that is false, right? So false. So answer would be true and false. Second, let's check. Right, true and false. Let's jump into the next question. So how we can share how you can share the data between the like sibling component, right? So so it will interviewer intent is uh, you need to know your like basic coding, you can write a syntax or not, right? So let's say we can make a shared services dot ts, right? So you can right, so you first you can make injectable, right? And write the providing route, right? And make a export class services, right? So and export class services has private, right? So some of the I write, but it will take a lot of time, so better I can provide you the whole question list, right? So one second. So how I already written, right? Without wasting your time, so you can go through and check, right? This one. So this is the answer for that, right? You can make a injectable and provide into, right? Export class, right? Make a private, right? Current data behavior subject to initially, right? And you can share like that, right? You can use that services. You can share with RxJS behavior, right? Data sibling component. And let's go to the next question. Create the custom directory with highlight, right? Like that you can use it like mouse over mouse leave event. right? You can see you need to know how you can write, right? I copy paste because of the time constraint, right? Because if I try to writing, right, it will take more time, so the video length is high. So avoid that issue. I like copy paste that thing into the chat section, don't worry. So you can see how I write. We can make export class private element reference, right? Event listener, what take this thought el native element style background white, right? If your mouse leave, you want don't no color, so you can make a null, right? And the how you can use the lazy loading module, right? Third question, you can use like that, right? You need to know load child, how you import. Here you can give the path, right? Admin module. And how the the fourth question they ask the create the reactive form validation, right? So like that you can use required form validator on submit, right? And five question they ask how you can use ng on change lifecycle hook. You can see if any input output change, that will the value got change, right? And sixth question they ask how do you make http get request http client, right? Like that you can use here, that is the path of api your, right? And subscribe, like that you can do. And sixth question they seventh question they are implement the search filter using pipe, right? Like that you can use like pipe filter, right? Like that. So export pipe implement transform, right? Like that you can use. Say, and eight question they use the ng template ng if else, right? Case if you log in as the welcome, right? If you have issue, so the login first, like that. And how you can use mm, ng track by, right? So you need to know syntax, how can item let in main based on the id we can do, right? Like that. And 10 question there, how do you use the route guard connective, right? Injectable route can, so here auth service, right? Connective is login, so like that you can use, right? So that's it, uh, guys. Total I think they ask around 9 to 10 question, yeah, 10 question. I can explain you each. I can put uh, in link also, right? You can download list of the question and with solution. Yeah, thank you guys. Have a nice day. uh, Please do like and subscribe my channel, and I put the link of my website, right? You can go there and you can directly download the copy the list of the question. And please hit like and subscribe and share with your colleague, and right, so they also get beneficial of that. Yeah, thanks everyone.